Well, we're progressing. We've done the 1-point room interior and the 2-point, and now we're going to go to a 3-point room interior. Again, as I've mentioned earlier, this is not going to be particularly common. They do this to exaggerate features, and usually it's for comic books or graphic novels. But I wanted to show you can also do a 3-point perspective on a room interior. So in this particular case, I have the horizon up high and I left it horizontal. You can actually put it at an angle if you wish, but this is just a little easier for you to see. And here's the 3rd point. So you have 1, 2, 3 points. And what's going to happen is the corner of the room that you're looking into, it's going to be skewed a little bit at an angle to make it interesting. It's coming from this point right here. You notice it's slightly leaning. When I use the other 2 points beyond the bottom one, this vanishing point goes through the line that I drew here, through the top. This vanishing point covers it from here out. Here we go so, from here we go here, and when you erase the lines you don't need, you're looking down into a room, like you're in the ceiling, and it's exaggerated view. Again, we have to know about how tall the door will be and the windows. So again, it's about this far from the top, and that's about 1/4, might even be 1/5. So keep in mind, if you look at normal homes, that's pretty standard. So using the bottom, keep in mind we don't have vertical lines, we don't have horizontal lines, so using the bottom vanishing point, after we know how tall the window and the door will be, we go and we draw the side window and the side of the door. Now I've drawn all the way through here so you see where they originate, and we'll erase what we don't need. So I erased what we didn't need, and what I did then is we have to have the thickness of the wall. So we use the other 2 vanishing points to come to the thickness of the wall for the window, and on this one for the door. And keep in mind now, we're going to have to use the bottom vanishing point to do the, not vertical lines, but the lines that give you the total wall. This particular vanishing point comes across here and it gives you this as the thickness of the wall at the window. This vanishing point will come across here and give you the thickness of the wall at the door. Then when we use this vanishing point to go up, and also here, we get the side wall, the side wall, the side wall, and the side wall. So now we have the room interior like we're looking down from the ceiling inside a 3-point perspective corner of a room. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something on the ground, and here you can see it, I'm already starting. I use this vanishing point and that vanishing point to make sure that something will be on the ground right here. That's where it'll start. And if you think about it, instead of having vertical lines like we did in the 1- and 2-point perspective, in this case we're going to use the bottom vanishing point to make this height of whatever's on this space on the floor. And here it gets tricky. It's hard to see, so pay close attention. We use these 2 vanishing points to make this rectangular shape. Actually, it's more like a trapezoid on the ground. Then we use the 3rd vanishing point at each corner, here, 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 and here, and that will bring it up. Then we use these 2 vanishing points again to do the top. And that's where it gets a little bit on the tricky side. Keep in mind this has to go here, and this is here, and this is actually the top of whatever dresser is here. You're not going to be able to see the inside. So you see it was a little difficult to see. This should make it easier. So we're using this vanishing point here for this side and this side, this one for this, and this vanishing point to bring the front. So if you're standing in a room looking, this would be the front of the dresser. And just as always, to find the middle of the dresser, we use the opposite corners of the front and we draw an X. And to make this in the midpoint, you use the bottom vanishing point to go through the center of this if you want to divide it exactly in half. In this particular case, I just continued on and I put 2 more X's here to divide the top half and the bottom half in equal drawer sizes. So you notice that the drawers closer to us on the top is bigger than the one that is furthest away from us at the bottom. I erased some of the lines we don't need. I put a door handle here, and you notice you're starting to look at the interior of a room. And you notice it is exaggerated. I decided to put a carpet down using this vanishing point and this, and that's where it is. Erase some of the lines you don't need. Oh, we had Picassos before. Maybe we're going to have Picassos again. Maybe just posters, not those glass frames or plastic frames. Here's one that's hanging on the wall, and again we use the bottom vanishing point for the 2 sides. Use this vanishing point for the bottom and the top. This poster is more of a landscape style. This one tends to be more of what they call a portrait style because it's taller rather than wider. And sure enough, look at that, Picasso, Picasso. And then we darken the window a little bit. I used eraser to give the impression of glass. I shaded a little bit of the dresser and the door. And then I put a piece of carpet on the ground. And again, notice that this is smaller than this, and this is even bigger. So as you get further away from this, each section gets larger, so you can see the carpet is proportionate. But you notice it's pretty exaggerated here. The hardest part for you to do will be the dresser. It's hard to see in 3-point perspective, but it works. So now you have a nice finished room. You even have a baseboard that's dark.